Disintegrate my inner cage, let me escape. Reclaim my name, I kept my aim, salute my name. It's Cage World taking over with the nation. Cage World taking over with the nation. What are you waiting for? Follow my lead. What are you waiting for? Play your role, now follow my lead. What are you waiting for? Follow my lead. What are you waiting for? Play your role, now follow my lead. What are you waiting for?
Hello, Matmasekas. You know we are back again with another episode of OGs and Plan. And I've got Bra Hloks the second time. So we are happy he's here. Because you know him, guys, I'm not gonna do the introduction on who he is, but today we are coming to discuss a very, very important topic. This topic involves all of us who live in the African continent. Whether you are young, you are old, white, black, green, yellow, Chinese, no matter. As long as you are living in this continent, it affects you. We're going to be discussing why Africa is poor. And this goes back a long way, guys. I think there's a historic background towards Yona, which you can refer in terms of how did he come to this topic. But for me, it's quite interesting because he'll break it down. He'll break it down. So I'm glad he's back again. We're going to discuss some variety of topics. Now we are getting into content. So remember to share, subscribe, like and comment because it's going to be a beautiful conversation where you're going to learn why your own continent is poor with these vast resources. And I'll poke his mind in terms of also the recent elections. I got a welcome back.
I know. Thanks, my brother. Yeah, well, I'm back. We have been doing a lot of things since how another time. A lot, and I'm still striving to
be moving.
Yeah, to do things, and even if some people they can even see that this guy now doesn't think like any other guys or any other guys in the community. Yeah, this guy belongs somewhere because he's thinking it's out of this world.
You're not ordinary.
No. Even people they came to me and what can I call it? Confess. Confess that man, we've been taking you for granted, but whatever that you see, whatever that you have said, then things are living. You talk about some things that are living, which means that I'm a focused person. I'm not thinking about today, but I'm thinking about the next coming years or century.
So what has been happening? Tell us, why do you think we are in this situation as Africans?
Let me break it this thing. Why Africa is poor. This is a beautiful continent.
The mother of the Nile.
This is a beautiful continent. You think of the nature itself. We've got plenty of water. We've got different types of water that come in the different types of streams of water. We've got the rivers, we've got the valleys, we've got even the ocean, we've got the fountains, we've got from the rivers to the vegetations. We've got all this kind of species and everything, plant species, animal species, bird species. We can even talk about the insects.
They're part of the ecosystem.
They're part. So, and from there we've got this kind of the raw materials, the materials that we have, they are so massive. We've got the massive tons we've got. It's like we're carrying the whole world.
Yeah.
With this continent containing the raw materials, and even I'm talking about now the people themselves. You know, we've got this indigenous people, we've got the people who can live without the scientific things, but the science is in them. Yeah, is in them, so that we are, I don't want to say clever, but we are we've been created by God to be like this. So that Africa and its own people, they are, you know, the basket of the whole world. So my topic today is all about why Africa is poor. How can we say you are poor whereas you've got everything?
It's because when we wake up in the morning, when I come here in the morning, I see you begging for these jobs.
Yes.
Qualified.
It means that Africa is not poor in that way. So I have some introduction about this thing. It means that Africa is not poor about this. The main reason why our continent is poor, the main reason why our continent is poor is our leaders who made the choices. So they made the choices so that the continent is not poor. We've got this, the whole sum of the raw materials, things that we can be able to do. Things, unfortunately, the raw materials can't process themselves, but we need to do things. So that it means that our leaders are failing us because of the choices. So that now those choices, they are tricking Africa to be poor, whereas Africa is not poor.
So you say based on the resources, Africa is not poor.
It's not.
We are vast in terms of politics. But in terms of, I can put it like strategic direction of where the continent needs to be.
Yes.
It's because of these leaders we have put in power that are making us poor.
Yes.
Which means the leaders are creating an environment of consumers, not producers.
Yes.
Break it down.
They are doing that in a sense of, these leaders, they don't think let me put it this way. They don't honor their past. They don't honor their past, and they don't even honor their current situation. And their choices that they are making is the choices that are not responding with the current situation of the citizens of Africa. They think for themselves. They think about if as for example, if I'm a leader, that's how they are thinking. They think about, if I make a choice right now, that choice should benefit me from they even calculating that, okay, I'm in this position for the next coming 5 years, so that after the next coming 5 years I must still benefit, so that they are thinking about their own path and their own exit, not their current, not their past. That's how Africa is. So let me just again do this. So we say that Africa I'm saying that it's not poor, whereas people will see that it's poor. Then this we grow the economy and develop faster if our leaders take a sound. We can be able to do that if our leaders, they take a sound, the business sound decision.
What is there? Because
business sound decision that in the national interest. In the national interest is like, let me put it, it's like when we are, let's say the leader is trying to, let's say the investor is coming to Africa, then Africa where? Then they will place their interest that, okay, we want to invest in the mining, in for example, let's say in Velco. So now, the first thing that the leaders must think of, we're talking about the sound business decisions in the interest, in the nation. Now it can be the community interest. So then when that investor is coming into, so it must not only be about the job opportunities. No, we don't want the job opportunities. No, we don't want the job. We want to build the wealth. So then when they invest, that investment, whatever that they are doing, then they should, at the end of the production, or prior the production, they should be able to have some sort of the dividend, some sort of development that they are doing, they are making. They can take those sum of money to develop roads, to do the infrastructures. To now we're living in a social media world, in the world. So then they should build things like where people can be able to have the access to if they want to, get into the internet, then there should be a place where children should have the access to the education, to the planning
based on that particular investment that came to that particular community.
Yes, that's how we can be able to do what? To grow. So now the problem is the success in this does not require a substance that can that causes the problem. It means that our success is based upon our thinking. How do we think of taking this thing forward? How will we be able to survive in the next coming 10 or 20 years with this type of things? So our leaders are failing us. So yeah, our leaders are failing us. But now the problems in some countries here in Africa, they will tell you about we've been colonized. The problem has been created by
the colonialism.
Yeah, but now here we are. We've been colonized. Now we came out from that. It might be maybe we are 2 steps away from colonialism in Africa, but we are out. So then, what can we be able to be administered or engineered in order for us to foster ourselves so that we can create the wealth continent that can be able to supply the Asians, your Chinese, your Europeans. So we need to think again, sit down and think.
But one might argue that if you say we are out of colonialism, one might argue to say the first country to be out was Ghana. Let's look at Ghana.
Yes.
Because it's I think more or less, if I'm not wrong, guys, and the facts might say otherwise, but if I'm correct, Ghana was the first country to be independent.
Yes.
So Ghana has been independent longer than any other nation.
They've been independent.
According,
they've been independent according to their papers, according to, hence I'm saying our leaders are making wrong decisions. According to the leaders, Ghana was the first, but on paper it was like that. But now, when it comes down to the level of people, it was not even. Yes. Now, what are you saying that is that now we in that way, then now we still trying to do what? To blame our continent, difficulties and everything, and from those kind of things, the problems that's where now now we're seeking the solutions from the outdoors, from the outsiders. That's what, if we're seeking the problems in those things, in that kind of aspects, then the problem is now those people who are coming in, who are stepping in to assist, they won't assist you for free. Yeah, I still remember one of there is no free lunch.
Yeah, there's no free lunch. There's nothing as free lunch.
Yeah. So now it was all about the. You could see this thing when it grew. So when it was independent, it was only the African country that was independent by then. So it's a small country that even if when it raises its voice, but the voice is nowhere to be heard because of it's still surrounded by this dominant, by this powerful people who think they are powerful men. They are the powerful people who are able to control this Ghanaians. So that's how they were thinking that they are free. But when it comes to the activities, to the plan, to the implementations, to the bureaucratics, then there is no way that you could see that Ghana is moving forward or Ghana is moving. They will find themselves in that stagnant position of economy because of people. There are outsiders who are controlling. So there was no argument that would say that okay, let Ghana be Ghanaians own 90% of your resources. Yeah. So there was no such. Those people, they were coming with their own decisions and give these leaders. We can talk about the not necessarily the Ghanaian, the OAU as it is. The OAU, yes, it was there, but because of these leaders were naive, were microwaved. Leaders in the microwave, they were made to be a leader, but not to lead upon the interest of Africa, but upon the interest of the EU Union. So,
and by the way, guys, the OAU is the Organization of African Unity, as it was known then. Now is the African Union.
Yes, yeah. All right. So those are the things. So then now, these people, they were still pushing. They were pushing it. So now some Africans, the Africans then, they were the problems. They were eliminated. They were eliminated in this thing of colonialism, and they were eliminated with this thing of what can I call it? A babysitter, whereby if we have problems in Africa, then we will step outside and say, no, let's hear the EU, what is saying about our own problems. Then they will take the decisions that will benefit them. This is our leaders who don't want to think, who don't want to come together in this thing and be able. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to eliminate this, the old leaders.
How do we eliminate them?
Like be involved in the social economy, be involved in economical issues. Come with the ideas. Youth, they should be able to have not be radical, not but to be able to mingle inside these things very firmly, very in a good form of way. So those are the things we need to by stepping in. It means that those guys, they are powerless. The old ones, they can't run that race now. They can be able to do what? To give you the ideas. And no, we've been doing this, we've been doing that, then we will come with our own ideas that, okay, you in your old days you've been doing this. Now is our turn. So we have to do what? To distinguish between those two. Then from there we can come up with the solid solution on how we can be able to run and give the effort in our African.
There's a particular youth who might be listening and saying, "Nah, I'm taller, Bra Hloks."
Yes.
But now when I wake up, here's my metric. I wake up hungry, but the only thing that's here is to raise money so that I can feed my 2 kids that I made. What you're saying might take me years.
Okay. I'll come to.
Okay.
We'll be talking about the vision. Now.
Yeah.
That is blended with other things.
Yeah.
So those are the things. So in this, I just want to highlight about why we say Africa is poor,
yeah.
whereas we are not poor. It's because of okay. We talk about our leaders.
Yes.
Then we were talking about the trade excess, the poor infrastructure, and the ethnical is one of the things that make our continent to be poor. When we talk about the ethnical, we talk about certain people, particular people who are, have their own interest based upon their willingness, their willingness and their investments. Like the ethical, we can talk about the type of the race that we talk about.
Like if I'm a Muslim, Christian, those type of things. Yeah.
So that thing again, it is doing like itself, it's debating Africa. So those are the type of the things that need to be taken. So if someone wants to have an access or to invest and come up with such decisions that will make the segregation, that person doesn't belong in Africa. It belongs somewhere. Remember, Africa is a state of humanity. Ubuntu.
It's the mother of them all.
Yeah, there's
the mother of them all.
Yeah, there's a lot we can say about that state of Ubuntu. There's a lot. We can open another dialogue that will take about 2 hours again. Yes. So another part of these things is corruption, bribery. Yeah, that is the corruption, the bribery that orchestrates the civil war, which creates the deterioration growth in Africa. When we talk about the corruption, I'll make an example, simple example about the corruption. We say Africa is poor. Yes. We see a lot of civil war in Africa. We see a lot of people who are running away from their places, running away from people. We've got some rebels. People are fighting for the power, fighting for what? Then the question is, if we say that these people are fighting for the power, not for power, they are killing innocent people. So where these guns are coming from? Who produces those guns? Who manufactures those guns? How many factories, manufacturing factories do we have in Africa that manufacturing guns, that manufacturing the bullets, that are manufacturing that gas that contains?
Not many.
How many? Where are they? In Africa, where are they coming from? So that if we see so many, I've never heard that. I've never heard that they'll say that no, today we are not going to fight because of we ran out of the guns. We ran out of. It means that now we're talking about the corruption, the bribery. So there is someone who's specializing with this guy, with the guns, and so then that, especially in DRC. Remember, DRC contains a lot of
minerals.
So then while these people are pushing this as citizens of that particular area, while they are pushing them away with guns, killing them, there are people that are coming after those rebels or the soldiers who are now harvesting the resources and go. Now it means that the community, the DRC will stay in that shallow hole of undevelopment, bankruptcy, hunger, and everything. If only we can be able to say that, okay, if there is a lot of these factories that are producing, where are they coming from? We need to do what? To look, to trace where are they coming from. And for an example, we can even say that, okay, we don't want to do this. Let's produce, the bakery factories in DRC. So we can see that people will live in hunger or what. So those corruption is not based on a citizen of the interest of citizens, but it's someone else who's doing those things. It's someone else. EU should take accountability on that. So they should be responsible. They are the ones. EU, United Nations, whom they don't even talk about those things. Ethiopians. In Ethiopians, we go back to the ethnic. Ethiopians
North Sudan and South East.
Ethiopians are the most richest people when it comes to the heritage, when it comes to the religion.
Yeah, they are.
So now they are doing what? They are based, these people, they are just giving people who are hungry and say that go and fight for this, go fight for these people. And here is the chunk of money. If you have killed 500 people, we will give you this. If you have killed a million people, we will give you so much. So now these people, they don't have options because they are hungry.
So it's survival.
They don't think
hunger. Is it hunger or is it survival?
No, it's a hunger. It's a hunger based on their own freedom. But that freedom now, it's only rotates just like a mouse in a cage. A mouse, when you have locked the mouse in a cage, then the mouse will be, and that mouse will be able to think that, I run faster. I can be able to run faster. But now, once you take that mouse out of that cage, then and say run, then that mouse will find that it will find itself that, man, I can't even run faster. So that it means that it will be out from where it was thinking that is fun. But now these people, they don't think about Africa. They think about themselves. So education. We've got a lot of things about this education. Our African states, they're only giving us the small portion of education that is needed around, which also it's been administered by someone else and said that this is the kind of education that is right for this continent. When we talk about this, the poor education, Africa should be able to invest in education. When we invest in education, we talk about the science. The science, we're talking about the building up the machineries. Let's think about refinery of oil. Then there is no even in South Africa. Let me put it in South Africa. There is no school or there is no college that can be able to tell you to detect, to be able to tell you that this is how we refine the petrol, this is how we clean. There is no way. But all these things, when you look at about these things, we do have this mineral, but we can't even clean it. So then that it means that our system needs to be changed. Instead of going to buy or to rent those machineries who will refine the petrol and everything, that we need to do what? To think that we need to create where now our system, educational system, will have to be clustered from grade R to grade, let's say grade 5. They'll be able to teach children from grade 6 to grade 8, then 6 or grade 9. Then they'll be able now to analyze who's good on what, who's good on what. Then we place in those. Even some people, you'll find that some people are not that good, but you can be able to see they prosper. They strive to do that. Then that's where you can be able to say that, okay, if we take this channel, then we polish whatever that they are thinking, whatever that they are creating, so then that in grade 10, 11, and 12, they can be able to master whatever they are doing. When they go to university, then or the colleges, then that should be the bonus for them, so that creativity. But now the government should be also to do what? To look at the kind of the scarcity of
English is not your own, right?
Of the skills. Which skills do we need? Then there's a lot that is happening. Then they should be able to do what? To go and evaluate, to monitor at schools, to monitor at the universities. Then from there, by the time while they are still in the high schools, then they should be able to do what? To think of how can we be able to create for the next coming 20 years. For an example, about education, even now, you can ask them. Even now, the level of education that we is in schools at grade 1, they don't know what will happen when that particular child is at grade 12. It's because there is no structure.
Structure, because they will tell you the teachers are there, the content of education is there, there are these policies, young into that. So by structure, which structure is the structure of the content or the structure of the system?
The system, we need to monitor. If there is a system, they say there is a system, so then why you find that someone who have done mechanical engineering, you'll find that person in the police station, working in the police station, or looking for any kind of job. It means that from grade 1 up until grade 12, there is something wrong. Yes, they placed the principles, they placed the content, but who was monitoring that content? Secondly, education.
That's the key to everything.
Education. During my primary school, in standard 2, I would say this standard 2. I was doing this, this particular course. It was a subject, not a course. Which is environment. Teaching us about the environment, teaching about oxygen, all those kind of things. I'm saying to monitor, we talk about it. Principles are there, everything is there, but now, how do you? Then it was in standard 2. I was doing Tikulu, and it was very, very interesting. I think at standard 3, there was no such. Standard 4, there was no such. Standard 5, there was no such. 6, there was no such. 7, 8, 9, 10, there was no such. Standard 2.
Yes.
Now, when you look at that thing, if only there was Tikulu from standard 2 up until standard 10, which is grade 12 now. Ngabosina all this garbage that are lying around in Ngabe more of recycling companies that are recycling, that are doing energy with this kind of garbage. Those are the things. There is no monitoring system, evaluation system.
But then each and every year we are told the education system is being improved. We are told this and that and that. Remember, we are also in a political system.
Yes.
And that influences a whole lot of things.
You know, in order for us to build things, we should leave politics aside. In order for the community to be well.
In a perfect world, that is fine. But unfortunately now we are ruled by councillors.
Yes, we are ruled by councillors who now have to say the interest of
a particular party.
Now we come into some other thing. We can talk about the councillors, we can talk about the politicians, we can talk about all those. That in this, we need, pragmatic, politicians. Someone that will say that I will do this tomorrow. It should be tomorrow. Someone who can be accountable for this. It goes back to the thing that what is democracy?
Yeah, it goes back to it. Yeah,
it goes back to that. Democracy is all about evaluating the progress of the citizens of Africa, of people. It's all about evaluating. It's all about monitoring. It's all about encountering to when it comes to those, especially for the implementations, for the wealth, for the health, for the education system, and for all those kind of things. Then we need to do what to encounter, especially the money, the bureaucratic. So we need to have our own. Hence, Africa, we say that Africa is poor because of Africa doesn't have another pillars of saving money. That when we save money for in case of in 20 years, in 30 years, then there's something that is new that is coming. Then we can be able to take that money and invest in that thing, then the world is going forward.
So you're saying we don't have that?
No, we think of giving away things, selling, taking things out. Then we spending more of our resources that can be able to multiply, but we don't. But now, when it comes back, the money is only good for the particular things. Then it's finished, and we have to restart again. That's why we used to borrow money left and right because of our leaders. As you said, politicians, we need a pragmatic politicians. Our leaders, they don't think that. They think of themselves. So then it goes back to democracy. What is democracy? You elect someone in order to do what? To serve, in order for you to be a voice, in order to come up with things, in order for to gather people so that we can be able to solve the things, come up with the solutions quickly. But now They don't do that, politicians. So we're still talking about education.
Yeah, we're still on the education.
Yeah. Then, so the most thing is that the capable brains of African people, they are deprived the smooth education.
What do you mean by smooth education?
Smooth education. This is the one that I was talking about. That we've got in Africa, we've got this resources, but we can't be able to refine them. We can't be able to manufacture them. So then it means that we've got this. Then now from there it's taken somewhere else in the next door. So the next door they've got all these things. From there they taking that again and bring it back to us and say that now you can buy this thing. Buy with what? With that money they bought these resources with. So then they taking again away that money.
But
Most our Africa. Okay. As I was saying, there is no refinery institution. The institution that say now here is our structure, here is our plan, here is our plan, the mini plan, where we show people, we simulate how do we do the refinery. That smooth education.
But then someone might argue to say, yes, in that refinery, yes, there's nothing. But we've taken kids from sectors such as agriculture, health and water, to Cuba, and all of those programs. They are there to create that smooth education. In the refinery, yes, we might say that, but healthy, they've done it, sent children to Cuba, sent children to agriculture. Someone might argue and say that.
To answer that, we've been monopolizing, taking for granted our own skills development program. Hence, we say that Africa is rich. It's got everything. The science is there, maths is there, everything. Why can't we be able to use our own? Now, once you go to another country and look for the solution for your own country, they will give you their medicine that they think that this is good for that country. Now, when you come back with that medication, you'll find that it is not accepted. It doesn't even correspond with our genes, so it's slower. It's because of we have taken our own programs, our own skills for granted. So hence they will open doors for us, so that we can go and kill our own knowledge and inject their own knowledge and come back with their knowledge in our country, so that it's not anymore the African skill. We have taken these skills somewhere else, so that we change our own system, and reboka or banke their neighboring skills, whereas our own thing. So the education, it should go back to that. It should go back to that in a sense. What exactly are we doing? What we want to do about our citizens. So in education, in corruption, in I will point this thing Rwanda. I will point this thing at Rwanda. Rwanda came far from, it's been struggling for years.
Yeah, apparently there were civil wars in Rwanda this and that.
Yeah, people were killed left and right. Some they were running to the neighboring DRC and everything. So now, fortunately, that person who towards the grip, how can we be able to run this country? Even though there are some of the things that are out of the content in Rwanda. Out of content, like only some deals with UK ministers and everything. Something else, it can know in so that person
created a national agenda.
Yes.
That would, this is where I want to take Rwanda.
Yes. And West Part, they will tell you about yes, it's clean, yes. He came with the thing now. If you are an investor, going back now again to corruption. If you are an investor, you come with your money and want to invest in the country. Yes, they will allow you. They will, their truth is, they will tolerate you, not accept you. In this thing, toleration, then they will give you the business that they have collapsed many years
They
ago.
give you the environment.
Yeah, they will say that, okay, you want to invest in mining. No, man, before you could invest in mining, we've got the business in the rest we run somewhere. Yeah, I'll go try. You are an investor. You should know how to raise up the growth of the business that is being liquidated. Then we say, oh, how will run? Rofa only 3 years, then 5 years. Then after that 5 years, that's where they will say that to you, okay, but we can see that you are able to do this. Go there.
Also, you say before they take you to strategic positions of the country,
Yes.
they drive you out somewhere else
Yes.
first to see whether you can deliver on these
Yes.
promises.
Yes. And that business
It
should
needs to be
be sustainable, should be able to do what? To alleviate up
the community or the people, but
yes, that's how they're doing. Secondly, you are an investor, you are coming with the investment, you are coming with what? Yes, they will tolerate you, but they won't give you the citizenship.
or it's a relationship.
Yeah, they won't give you the citizenship, they won't give you the business visa. They'll say that, okay, we are monitoring. After, if your business can take up to 10 years, then they'll say, okay, fine, we'll give you the citizenship after 10 years. If you are looking for business in 10 years, then they will do that. So that's how.
That's the rules of the country.
Yeah. So those things, they are, eliminating the corruption. Say that, okay, these people are working like this, but now, here is something else. So hence I was saying that our leaders, they don't honor their past. And that the current decisions are not corresponding with our interests, the citizens of Africa. It's because of those people, they are not vocal. They are not vocal. And they are, all people are lazy to think and read. They are lazy to read. You can't give an old person. You can't give an old person 50 pages of a document that contains 50 pages and say that read it in 2 days. That won't happen, my brother. That won't happen. It's because of their stages are over. So that they should let young people to flock in and be able to do these things. Yes, under their leadership skills, but now the people who must be hands-on are the youth.
Break it down to your own country. We've just had national elections.
Yeah.
It's priding itself that they won. Yes. How do we take the next 5 years forward with the current leadership?
They should eliminate corruption. Let's start with the corruption.
How can you eliminate something that you are doing?
Yes. That's what I wanted to talk about. Let's take this guy. But to work.
The president, you must call him the president of the year.
He's not my president.
He's your president. Today, everyone is your president.
He's the president. I will tell you who's my president. Yeah, I will tell you.
Who's that?
You know, in left and right and center, then I will Beku is my president.
But he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, but still, he is my president.
And you're talking about new leaders. Why would you go to the old one?
Why?
He's tired. Let him rest.
Why do I? Because of okay, because of me, give young people a chance. You can go to Africa now. In his lecturing or in his committee, there are youth over there, and he's injecting these ideas how to deal with, how to do. That's how we need a leader like that. So this one, for an example, we both know agriculture. Let me go back to the Pala Southern. If you are president, then in South Africa, you control the whole thing, the whole country. So, meaning that the first person that is, was corrupted implemented corruption in this son is the Home Affairs. The guy came with such money, huge amount of money, with his bag, luggage.
But I will not speculate in there. None of us were there.
Wait, let me tell you how the Home Affairs should operate in these things of people who are coming in with these things. So the Home Affairs has got a certain limitations for the goods that should come in and the goods that should even the
border patrol.
Yes, and with your money, how should you tell about the for your own pocket money? Then banking, accounting out, then that money, but they check on it's a guy, that's how. But it never happened. The guy came in straight, then Atamaya guy, who the president, then I know the president. It means that the Minister of Home Affairs, the Directorate of Home Affairs, they knew
for this money.
He has straight to Ramaphosa.
What if we would see banking? Go big first.
What if?
We are all trying to speculate.
Let me tell you this. The immigration laws. You're going to withdraw the money. Even before you withdraw the money, there's some interviews that they are doing. Or okay, you're going to withdraw this amount.
So would you ask the president that?
Yes.
For a while?
Yes.
But it's for his own man, it's from his own good.
It's from his
own good and his own.
Let me tell you. Alright.
Let people,
now the president himself, when that man comes with cash and pay, then there's something that the president is running. Both of them are running from tax.
Hey, Baba, we are not there, we don't know.
I'm telling you. This is how. Remember, remember the SLU per cattle. That animal is consuming the resources, the raw materials of South Africa. So the president must honor that with the tax and give them. So he didn't do that. He chopped away the money and put it somewhere. Until, I don't know, I'll expose you. So that's how. So there were that scenario. They were all in that scenario. They were all corrupt. They were all corrupt. You should pay according. You should pay according. So the vote and everything. Yes, I was in Pretoria trying to vote them. They denied me. Or no, you can't vote because of your registered in the Free State Province. So by that time, when I didn't go, then I could.
Why did you apply for a special vote?
Special vote.
Yeah.
I didn't know about those things. They never. I've never seen IEC coming to my door and say, "Oh, come us and say that we are coming with people who want to vote." Yeah, people. I've never seen it. I've never.
You don't watch TV?
No, I do watch news, but I've never seen them. Like, even if when you pass, you can be able to see. There's an IEC chair on the table where you can be. I've never seen them.
This is where you're traveling, but what can you say?
Yes.
Because all I know, brother, yes, you can't vote, especially with national elections. You can't vote from a different province if you are registered in another province. You need to be in that province to be able to vote within that province.
So now, for the next coming election, IEC should be able to go out in rural developed areas, in urban areas, especially people they flock to the urban areas. They should come and tell. A lot of people have been,
yeah, perhaps maybe what happened was because of the day it was during the weekend to travel from, let's say, maybe registered in Free State. You forgot to apply for all of those. You are in Mpumalanga. Imagine coming from Mpumalanga to Free State for one day and then returning. That's a whole lot of cost dealing for.
Wow. So when I read some of the things that they didn't even comply or complete for the interest in us.
But now, looking ahead in terms of why Africa is poor, within your own vision and everything, how do you think us who are aware of this situation and those who are not aware can actually tackle this and try to push Africa into a positive direction?
All right, let me give you, for an example. Now, let's talk about, I'll come to that. Now, I just wanted to give you the principle of economic growth and everything. There is no measurement. There is no measurement ruler that how can you grow, how can you do that. But when you look at the raw materials that are in Africa, in Africa, we've got oil, we've got gas, we've got coal, we've got the metal, the uranium. Then for oil only, we've got about 16 countries that dominate in oil. 16 countries. Then for the gas, we've got about 7 countries. 7 countries. Then the gems, we talk about the diamonds and that. We've got about 10 countries in Africa. So in these things, it shows that if Africa can be united, then we can talk something else. Then is the raw materials that Africa is exporting to other countries.
For manufacturing or as finished products.
Yes.
We are exporting them for manufacturing and then they come back to us, we buy.
Yes. Hence I'm saying that they buy these raw materials with the low price, then afterwards, then when they are done with
they resell them.
They take that money. We are buying a bag again. But refer our own product or we can do a product and smooth education more and between. That's nothing. So when again the raw material that are produced more African, we've got the cotton in Africa, we've got shoes that are manufactured in Tunisia. Then we've got the fish, we've got the cocoa, we've got the mining industries, then the copper and everything in Africa that are manufactured in Africa. So that if we can take this manufacturing materials and again try to take those ones that we're exporting and double our manufacturing, our manufacturing processes with that, then Africa will be able to be out from those things.
Isn't it gonna take years though? Because
it's years.
And isn't it gonna take the very same investment we need? Because government is not in a position to say we want to invest in this.
We plan. We don't wake up in the morning and say that now I'm gonna do this. We plan. We are in this era, this situation. Now, in this situation, we plan that for the next coming from, let's say 2050 or 2050, we plan that we don't want this era. Our the next generation must be able to experience this era. Then they should be able to do what? To run things smooth. That's how we need to plan. Us now, we are in this to fix for the next coming 50 years.
But the planning does it not speak to AU 2063 agenda?
That AU 63 agenda is deviating with the interest of our citizens. It talks about people, billions of people, a billion of people will be out of hunger, out of 1 billion, maybe 40 million or what will be out of hunger. How? The question is how. Once you say that you take them out of hunger, how? You need to do what? To come up with the implementation plan. That okay, this is how we're going to run. This is how we invest. Once you start by that, now we have to focus for those, but we don't have now. We have to take care of the current situation, but put more investment, the knowledge, the skills, the money, inject the machineries, what kind of machineries in those coming years. So those are the things. Things have changed. They were talking about 2025. I remember I was still around when
we're still at the NDP 2030. Remember?
Yes, but is there anything that is happening for the Africans? No, we see only war.
Yeah, we see only war.
The hunger is going. People are losing jobs. People are jobless. But they were still talking about that. No, people will at 2030, and things will be easy. But it's way far to be easy because there's one person who's controlling this.
No, is he sitting where in Africa or somewhere in the world, or is he in a plane?
No, there's the one person. The one person who's controlling the dollar and say that now those people they should leave us. Those people should be like. So those are the things. Those are the things. So for not wasting your time, you're talking about what should be done. You're asking me what should be done.
If like how we've clocked an hour. We've clocked an hour, so I don't know if you want to conclude.
No, let me conclude.
We've clocked an hour. So when you conclude, what's the ideal Africa from Bra Hloks?
Okay, we should make the decision. We should be making the choices, the right choices, by having the hierarchy, such as good leaders, community leaders, such as the councillors and everything. Then, as I was talking about pragmatic
leaders,
and they should be rhetorical, like influence. They should influence people about the style and everything. Yeah, so the leaders should be also doing that. Then the last part, you should have said that in minutes. So the last part is all about the vision. So which should be rolled with the aim. This is the vision, this is the aim. So the government corporate vision should be blended. The vision should be blended with a massive discipline. Discipline means we encounter. Discipline means that we need to focus. If we don't have a discipline, then the vision will perish, the country will perish. So then we need those kind of things and collaborate the principles for this, we call it a waging war in the selection. Like we've been struggling this, then how can we be able to stay so that the things should come in? Then another part is the vision should be able to communicate with the needs of the community. Those are the things. Yeah, those are the things. And lastly, Africa should be able to, to come together and do things together in collateral system. Collateral system is that each and every African can be able to invest in such. Let's say we want a huge company that can be able to find this thing, the oil or the gas or whatever. Then let's invest in that. Then each and every year or each and every period, then there should be the dividends among African countries within that. So now, when we do those things together, we're suppressing the level of the interest rates that are coming from your IMF or whatever. Then suppressing. So then that's how we can go out.
As a youth, your message to the youth particularly, because I believe what you're saying speaks directly to them. How should they make sure that they get themselves involved so that these things can be realized?
How they can get involved? They should be active enough when it comes to curious to know, to understand the social economy. Curious to understand about the development. It starts from the community, where you are. Try to understand the level of education, the level of social economy, the level of how can you be able to mitigate in problems and everything. So that's how we can be able to develop our own interest in everything. So that's how we are doing that. So that's all Africans. So that we need to do these things thoroughly. Take the leaders who are not there, who are tired. Yeah. Or it can be an old person and a new person. We can pair them. Old and youth and those are the things that we can be able to, how can we be able to achieve? Yeah, so, yeah, thanks for the time.
It's a pleasure, Bra Hloks.
Thanks for the time.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And guys, this was insightful and enlightening because Bra Hloks, after here, I think he don't wanna he'll not be in the Free State for some time. So I'm glad he came so that we can do this part. But they're still gonna come, and the hair is still long. And even online stuff, I'm there these days. I'm glad you clear unpack some of the things that maybe some of us didn't understand, because I actually didn't know that Africa has 16 oil countries that produces oil and all of this. I didn't know. Sometimes they say ignorance is a bliss, and this bliss we must stop it. Because we need to read more. I like what you said now. We need to read more. We need to open our minds more, because there's a lot of opportunities here. Even for us guys who are sitting here, there's a whole lot of business avenues that we can tackle. Even that's
yes, we need technology. We need people who can do all this content.
And get it out there.
Videos from the start up until the end product. We need those kind of. So Africa is not poor. Leaders are making Africa to be poor. That's all.
I say that, guys. Thanks for watching today's EP. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. See you on the next episode of OGs and Black.
Alright, shut up.
What are you